How's everyone doing tonight?
Great.
And for the folks out there who are watching this after it's been done, just so you know, it's filmed in front of a live audience. So if you hear cheers and praise for my name,
Woo!
it is definitely warranted. Now, before I started, I gave you guys some flyers and whatnot. Now, you can go on that website that's on the flyer there, and then that way you guys can see the comic as I'm reading it, and we can just go through it.
I'm getting a parental advisory here.
Oh yeah, you might want to press OK on that. We don't make kiddie comics. So, man, how do I even start with the story? I'm gonna make this like super condensed because it's pretty late and I know a lot of people gotta do things. So, I've been a comic fan for a very long time. As a kid, like I never really decided on anything I wanted to do, but I just always knew that I wanted to entertain people or just do something creative. So throughout my life, I've gone through different stages of things that I've done. When I was younger, I would do acting and plays and things of that nature at school. And then in the middle of that, I was always writing songs and lyrics and things of that nature too. So it transitioned into making music, and then that's how a lot of folks know me. I did a lot of local shows and things of that nature. Then I did movies. I've literally done just about every animation. I've done a lot of things. Comic books was something I wanted to do, but I was like, I don't know, maybe down the line I can do that or something like that. And I'm not sure what really sparked it, but I bought a book, not unlike the sketchbook here, and I started writing the stories about a character named Metal Shop Girl. And at work, I would pass it around, and people would read it, and they'd give me some good feedback, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe this is something I could really do. So fast forward, a few months, and I was taking a trip to Atlanta because at first I was like, oh, I'm really going to pursue music. I'm going to move to Atlanta and try that. But as I was there, like, I don't know, I felt like I was just chasing something that I felt that I wasn't ready for, or, it was just a big seismic change. So on our drive back, it was like an 8-hour drive, I see the sign that says, danger, fallen rocks. And then I was like, Fallen Rock. I was like, that'd be an interesting title for something. And then I just scribbled it in the notepad. And then it turned out that Fallen Rock was going to be the name of the city that this story we're about to read is based in. And from there, that's how I started writing true science fiction. Now, before I even had it all figured out, I put a post on this website called Upwork, where you can hire freelancers and things like that. I was familiar with them because I would do like album covers and things like that. I would hire people to do stuff like that. So I put out a post. I was like, oh, I'm going to do like a short 10-page comic, just to get it out of my system, just to finally say I did it. And then I was looking over resumes, and then that's when I found Valerie, or as she's credited as Rhea Yu. That's when I found her work, and then I was just like blown away by her artwork and everything that she did. So I hit her back and I was like, oh, I have this idea for the story. I sent her my sketches and the script. As you guys can see here, it all starts just from these little poorly drawn doodles, as you can see. And with comic books, you have to pay, you usually pay per page. So I challenge myself to distill the comic in like, it is bare minimum, it's essentials, everything that you need to know. I want to start off with a bang. I want to just hit you with everything I got, because that's how I am. So it usually goes about like 6-panel grids and things like that. That's how I usually designed the first one. It was my first one, so things of that nature. But enough about all the background story. So yeah, if you're still on your phones or whatnot, when you go on the website, you're going to want to scroll all the way down, and then it'll say True Science Fiction #1, which is this comic here, as you can see. Illustrated by Rhea Yu. Really great stuff. So, let's start with page 1. Now, the first page, it says, Welcome to Fallen Rock, population 500. Pretty much just letting you know that this is some average town in America somewhere. Crazy stuff. Now, we're going to be introduced to our two main protagonists in this story, Alex and Chase. It's not his actual name. It's more of a nickname. But Alex and Chase are best friends. They're nerdy. They get along just well. But of course, they have a bully that they deal with. His name's Bradley. And he is boo. Yeah. He's the one who incites this whole incident that pretty much changes their lives, and it affects a lot of other people's lives. So as we see, we cut into the chemistry class where Alex says, "You think a small town like this would be devoid of anything remotely interesting?" The next panel, we see Bradley and his two friends. They're laughing. As Alex is slowly reaching for a flask. You'd be surprised what could happen. And then suddenly, as Alex is picking up the flask, it starts to fizzle. He looks at it in surprise. He doesn't know what's going on. He's like, oh my God! And then boom! A huge explosion happens. And next thing you know, next panels, we see Alex and Chase just lying there, unconscious, bruised. We have no idea what just happened. It's crazy. Madness, as you can see. Real nice. Now, the next panel, or the next page, I should say, we just see Alex. He seems to be relatively unhurt, but Chase is in a coma. So he's standing by his bedside, and he's just looking at him. They're alone in this room in the hospital. And then Alex, he monologues to himself, "Look what they did to you, to us. Ever since the accident, so much has changed, and you're on the verge of dying from it. Yet the school, this whole town just sweeps it under the rug. Everyone blames us. But I got a solution for it now. I'm gonna avenge you." As you can see, some things are gonna be in the works here. Now, what we notice is Alex takes a flower pot that's next to Chase's bed. The flower's dead at this point, but he takes it and he goes into the woods, some secluded area. And from that point, we see that Alex starts to channel his life energy into this plant. And it starts to mutate and morph and change into this creature called Flowerhead. And then he says, "We're going to make them all pay for this." And then you just see Flowerhead just distorted and just creaking. And you can just imagine what this creature is going to be doing in the next scenes. Now, on the next page, we see Chase. He's in the hospital still. He's in his coma. But then we delve deeper into his mind, or, you know, his mind being drifted off into a limbo state. Now, in this form, he's in his astral form. He's blue. He's completely naked. And he's like, "How long have I been here? Where is here? Wait, that explosion. Oh God, I'm dead. Wait, no, I'm still alive, but something's changed. I just have to get out of here. If I just focus." And now we see him. He's looking around. He's bewildered. He doesn't know what's going on. He channels what he thinks is his energy. Now he looks out he's using his power of clairvoyance, so he's seeing the world outside of himself. And he notices himself in a hospital. He's like, "Oh my God. Guess my date is canceled for after the..." Yeah, typical teenager. Sees himself in a coma. He's just thinking about his date. Trivial things, right? "Oh, guess my date is canceled for... Damn it, I'm missing the parade. Wait, what's going on? Isn't that Mayor Jean?" So outside of himself, he sees himself in the hospital bed. And then looking further past that, he can see the city's like annual parade. And then there's Mayor Jean, you know, their respectable leader. I think she looked lovely. Looks really beautiful. Yeah, thank you. I drew her myself. "It's my pleasure to once again celebrate this lovely occasion with the fine people of this town of Falling Rock, the place to raise a family, to build strong communities, a safe haven in all our eyes. Bradley, my boy." It is revealed that the mayor's son is Bradley. That's some tea for you, isn't it? People are like, "Well, yeah, Bradley." But then Mayor Jean looks out into the distance. She's like, "What in the hell is that?" Next thing you know, we see Alex atop a winged creature named Winget. And he just swoops in and he just takes Bradley in Winget's claws. And it's just super dramatic. Now on the next page, we see two other monsters. Pebblebee, a huge beetle-like creature. And the beetle's like... And then you have Flowerhead next to him. He's like... And then there's people in the panel like... "Ah! Oh my God! Ah!" And there's people like... There's police shooting at it. And then Alex speaks while he's atop the winged creature. I hope you don't mind, Mayor, if we provide the entertainment tonight. And Bradley, well, I suppose you have a part to play too. Mayor Jean screams, Bradley! And then Bradley's like, Alex, how are you doing this? Thanks to you guys in that lab accident, things really changed. The same accident that left Chase in the hospital. And now we see things are starting to build up very rapidly. Now on the next page, the other guys started me into messing with the flash. I didn't know what I was doing. Next thing I know, everything went black and hey. Alex replies, hey buddy, we're all good. I'm gonna drop it. Bradley says, oh thank God, relieved. I'll drop it, Alex says, and you with it. Now we go back to Chase, who's observing all of this. He's like, I can't let Alex do this. All those people who didn't do anything wrong, I gotta get out of here if I just concentrate. Then he pushes himself to the limits that he never even knew before, and then he actually pops out of his own body. So now he's manifested his astral form and he's outside of it, and he's gonna try to stop Alex any way he can. And now this is a similar trope to a lot of course, true science fiction is influenced by comic books, but it's also influenced by manga. Now, in a lot of manga stories, the hero always arrives at like the last minute, like right when everything's going to shit. That's when they show up, like after the fact. So people are probably dead like already, but Chase is just now starting to get a wind of it. Pretty funny stuff. I mean, R.I.P. to the people who follow. R.I.P. to you guys. And now from there we go to another comic book trope where you have ads. And now look how that's come full circle. We have an ad of Metal Shop Girl, the character who, was one of my first big characters and the one that I introduced to a lot of folks at work. So that's really cool.